Hi, everybody. Welcome to this overstuffed house. For those of you who've never been here before, yeah, I have Warehouse 13 behind me. If you don't get the reference, look up the old TV show. So I've inherited 3 different estates. I've inherited a lot of stuff over the years. Now, with people passing away, finding out there were storage units involved. Anyway, all the storage units are gone. It's all here, except for some that is still at my sister's. Our journey here is to get through all of it and see what can be sold, see what can be donated, see what's trash, and just work our way through it. Mind you, having pinched nerves in the spine does slow me down, but if I can do it, you can do it. Our houses did not get filled up right away overnight. They're not going to get emptied right away overnight unless we do like our relatives want and we get a dumpster, which ain't gonna happen while I'm alive. And I have trained my son well. He knows just at least call a company that will come in and go through it all and auction it. You know, hello, Warren. Warren, I left you a reply to my reply from yesterday, from the video I put up yesterday, because I'm telling you, my brain is on vacation or something. It's not quite come all the way back yet. I honestly feel like I'm not firing on all cylinders up there. Because I still didn't take the pictures. And I had pulled them out. They're sitting on the cabinet in the kitchen under the hutch. They're sitting right there. But I've spent the entire day until Michael dragged me out of the house for dinner, getting back into that corner where all his craft stuff and books and all kinds of stuff, where Arwen had made a mess. And y'all will be happy to know I have a bag. Now, mind you, it's just a grocery store bag, but I have a bag full that's going to the Arden Fair for book donations. I have filled an outdoor trash can with trash from up there, and I have packed another box that I went through. That video will drop for everybody on Saturday morning. Where do you see some of the cool stuff that's in there? But there was a lot of space in that box, so I managed to add some stuff to it to get it away from the kittens and packed away. And Mike's already taken it up to the 3rd floor, so it's been good. The hardest part is that I've had to climb up and over my bed and get down and clear a spot first, and then get onto that other side to get into that little corner. Because yes, I'm finally going to admit it, even my room, my own bedroom, is hoarder hell. There's so much crammed in there. But yeah, she got in there, and also when she got into that corner, and she's been in that corner a couple of times, being a brat, she has clawed some things. I got some wrapping paper she just totally trashed, which is stuff I used to use for decoupage. But there was a bottle I did not realize. You know, some perfumes can go bad. And she had knocked a bottle over, and somehow the glass of it hit something else. I couldn't figure out what, but it cracked. So it had been leaking all over things. And it didn't smell like I remember it smelling, because it should have smelled like sunflowers and nice. And it certainly wasn't nice. So, so that leaked all the way down to the floor. That section of wood floor, though, in that room is already damaged from years of having my brother, one of my brothers, whose room it had been, had fish tanks over there. So there's water damage to the floor already. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff right down through the pile. Some stuff just went into the out trash. Big box like this deep of recycling. So that's what I did all day. Actually, I've been puttering up there for 2 days. but finally got into the corner after filming that yesterday and knew that I did all that, and then once I got in there, I wouldn't want to stop. So I let myself sleep and then tackled it today. I didn't start until 11:30 in the morning. And at 6 o'clock, Mike's like, "You're coming out of here, whether you're done or not, because I can hear you going, ow, 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 you're hurting yourself," which is true. So if I move the wrong way, you're going to hear an ouch. So we got back here from dinner and going to Walmart to get cat food. We got back here at 9:45, because we were talking about Scout stuff, and so we took a good long time over dinner at a diner. I'm drinking this so I don't fall asleep on you. I had drank this much this morning, and now I've got the other half, but I'm wiped. So who is here? I have to get back into YouTube because I was in YouTube Studio tweaking the video that is up right now that shows the bag of craft stuff being sorted out, because that bag was so dusty. It was a paper bag and the side had split. So all of that stuff is in a different bag, but at least it's not in one that's a mess. Where is my own channel? No, I don't want to switch account. View your channel. Let's get to where I can read the actual chat. Managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways, huh? No, we're just going to close that right now. And we're going to put it on live chat. So, Nora, you're here. Okay, who was it that sent the hair dye? Can you see the pink? Shows up better over here. Can you see the pink? Now, that's only with leaving it in for half an hour. I can't wait to see what that blue comes out to be in. So I thought so, Nora. I thought it was you. Mike, I didn't get a chance to do an unboxing. Mike was bored. So Mike decided to open the box while I'm working on the keyboard. And so I hear this knife open up, and next thing I know, he goes, "Somebody sent you a hat? Somebody sent you nail polish?" Like, what are you doing back there? He opened it up, and then he goes, "I think they sent candles too," and he's got the two big things. So he puts it all back in, he puts it down. Well, he missed the toy for the cats, thank goodness, because as soon as they heard the clicking noise of pulling that wand out, they came. I could hear one of them come running up the staircase from down here, and considering that Aragorn, Frodo, and Gimli all hit the bedroom door at the same time, tripping over each other to get up onto the bed, and their eyes are like, "Oh, we heard the toy." Oh, it is their absolute favorite toy. And oh my goodness. So, but boy, yeah, and it has made, like, I did it on the gray where there's the most gray, and it has made that gray hair just silky smooth. It's been fantastic. Absolutely love the pink. Haven't tried the blue yet. I wanted to see how this did first, and I'm liking it. Really, I might for summer camp just do like blue tips on the end, so, and leave the pink or touch up the pink on the front. We'll see. I got a month to figure it out. And I haven't tried the nail polish yet because I've been breaking. I broke this one in Walmart. I broke this one working, this one and this one and this one and this one all working in my room. Pin? Pin? What pin? Did I miss something in the box? Pin. 2 things of nail polish, 2 things of hair dye, cat toy, 2 little cool looking picture leaflet thingies. Mind you, my brain is, like I was just telling Warren at the beginning, my brain is not completely working. There was a pin, wasn't there? What was the pin of? Pin. Did I miss something in the box? I thought I found everything in the box. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay, you could tell my brain's not working. I know there was something else in the box. There was something. Ah, yes, lemon, it's yellow. Okay, so I wondered if she was from Strawberry Shortcake World. Strawberry Shortcake was a bit after me. My oldest niece, I was 10 when Sarah was born, and I turned 11 a month later. By the time she was 6 or 7, was when Strawberry Shortcake was really big. Yes, the lemon pin. I should put that on my backpack. A lemon pin. I love lemon meringue. I haven't had a decent lemon meringue in years. So many people don't know how to make them. It's a hard thing to balance out between the sour of the lemon and making it too sweet. So it's hard, and I've had some that are way too much one way or the other. Thank you, Nora. I do like the pin. I just completely. It's because I'm so tired. I mean, that's the only reason I'm drinking the other half of the Monster, is so I don't fall asleep on you. Because it is a lot that I got out of here. I completely filled a can outside, and there's still Michael's. We had a trash can. It's not quite kitchen can size, but it's still about maybe 2.5 feet tall. And I've got that full too, with stuff that didn't need to go in a bag, that could just take it out front and dump it into a bigger can. We haven't brought that down. Oh, is that her name? I never knew who the artist was for Strawberry Shortcake. I sold somebody a Strawberry Shortcake book, but I think it might. Did I send it out, or is it still in the dining room? I was just going through trying to figure out what stuff hadn't sold so I could clear it out from here. And I know I have Val's book of Private Lives. I've got a couple other books I have to check. But as I'm looking through my list, I was like, some of these books are in the dining room. So that'll be a work with me. I'll figure out a way to hook the camera up so that you guys can see, because that way into that dining room is completely blocked with stuff from the house clean out, helping Jan clean out her house and move. So that's all got to get sorted out, so I can get into the dining room and get all the stuff that's in there. But at least the stuff in there I know is safe from the kitty cats. So, so how's everybody doing this week with working on your own stuff? You saw one video, and those who have the memberships for me, you guys are getting the video that's going up Saturday. You have now, because I filmed that one yesterday. I did that one late last night, the one that is up for the members. And then that'll go live to all of you on Saturday, probably in the morning sometime. I have to set it for when. But I found there was a box of stuff, and I knew as soon as I saw what was sitting on the top that it was going to be old stuff. It did not disappoint. It really did not disappoint. So You guys will all see that on Saturday. There's Lorianne. Lorianne, is today the day Gino had his what was it, his shoulder that he had to have looked at? Because I noticed you weren't live tonight. I deliberately waited till 11 to start because I figured you might be live tonight, and then I realized, no. Okay, so he had his surgery Tuesday. I hope it went well. I do hope it went well. Lauren, you're working on fairy stuff? Ooh. For a fairy center. Cool. Well, yeah, you can't do much when you... I luckily have not done anything to my shoulders. I've had walking pneumonia when I used to sing opera, and the coughing spells were so bad that I cracked 5 of my own ribs from the inside out. You can't do much when you're doing that either. And that's when I found out that most universities don't have any kind of plan in place for if you are missing classes due to medical emergency. That was a mess. That was an absolute nightmare. And then the fun one was I was doing botany for my science, and the advisor signed me into the wrong one. He signed me into botany for chemistry majors, basically where you needed to know chemistry. I never had chemistry ever. But trying to sit on a stool and hunch over and look it wasn't going to happen to look through a microscope. I had to stand up through all the labs, and the labs would be like 4 hours long because I couldn't tilt. I was in, and I wish I still had it, and I wish I still fit in it. I basically was given a medical corset because they realized they couldn't put me in anything totally stiff, but so like the cracks, your waist is here, your ribs go like right here and around. Well, here and here, and then one of them's in the back on this side, and then I cracked 2 up by the sternum. I was a wreck. So, hi, Marcy. Oh, I hear footsteps. You gonna try to get the juvenile delinquents in? Yeah, well, Frodo will probably eventually show up meowing outside my window, but I shut my window. Might not hear him as well. Ugh. I am so glad I found her too, but she's been a brat since she's been home because she's been in, well, she was a brat before. But she made it even worse once she got home. I thought I would try just one more time while I couldn't sleep, and I went outside at 4:20 in the morning and called, and I hear this rustling in the leaves, and there she is just bolting towards me up against the house, and she had no collar on. So I think wherever she had that really beautiful little metal mesh one with rhinestones on it. And I think she might have gotten caught somewhere, but also she's the most timid of the bunch because there were a couple of times we would be out back and we'd swear we heard a single meow. And she'd only started meowing about 4 days before because I've been working on her for 2 months now. Every time I see her in the morning, she's on the railing outside of the staircase outside my room. She's on the railing in the hall. And I would meow at her, trying to get her to meow back. And I just broke another now. So she's finally meows at me in the morning, and I might get one other meow in the course of a day. But we've had her 2 years, and she's not a meower. She is so quiet and so timid. But then, yeah, I was so happy to see her. I think she might have been caught in all the overgrowth that's over here on one side of the yard. or in the neighbor's shed where she might have gone to get, to feel safe. But then got caught somewhere. Now, I don't have catch and release. Every time I have catch and release collars on them, they lose them all. They don't stay on. These boys fight too rough. So what I've done is she had a collar, Elrond has a collar, Gimli has a collar. I need to get collars for the other one. I ordered the wrong size. It came the wrong size from Temu. And yeah, they were supposed to be medium. Apparently they're not medium for a cat, that's for sure. Unless your cat is a lynx or a bobcat, they are medium for a dog. So they're too big. But when I use them on, I always make sure, yes, it was the vintage mesh one I bought from you. Because I bought that one from you, and I think I bought the yellow one that Elrond has from you as well. But I make sure they've got like 2 fingers width between the collar and their neck so that if they really have to, they can get it off. It'll take a little effort, but they can get their collars off of themselves, but they don't pop just because the boys are wrestling with each other. So yeah, I was so disappointed because she had that wonderful vintage mesh blingy one. And then I had gotten one of the other ones, the yellow one, from you, which is the one that's on Elrond. But Frodo door dashed on me when we got back. As I was trying to get Gimli in, he zoomed from, I don't even know where he came from. He just suddenly flew past me and jumped up and over his brother. And even his brother's like, what was that? And as soon as he saw him, they started chasing each other across the front lawn. So Mike's out there trying to find the 2 of them and to empty that trash can from upstairs that I had filled with stuff. So, but yeah, the perfume leaked. Luckily, it didn't leak and damage so much as like proper stuff, but it damaged like the boxes or the. What was that? Okay, you only got Gimli in. You have 2 other vintage ones? Cool. I need them. Send me an email and let me know how much they are, and I'll see about getting them from you. Because it's very, very hard to find collars for cats that are not those quick release ones. And these guys play, you figure there's 4 boys and they play way too rough with each other. And they're constantly, we're losing the collars, or the collars would end up all chewed up. So they need ones that'll actually stay on, but I make sure that they're loose enough that they can, if you hold it, they can pull their heads through. And they all know that too, because I've done that with them. So I've kind of trained them that they can do it. So yeah, that mesh one was something special. But yeah, I live on too busy a street, and the idea of her being out and then being out overnight and then all that day, and it just really had me scared. I have lost more cats on this frickin' street. Some of them because my brother let them out of the house. You used to hear him at the front door. Oh, come on, don't you want to go out? Because he had this idiot idea that if a cat's born outside, then it's meant to be outside. Bull crap. So Rocky got hit by a car. Red got hit by a car. Smartest cat. There was another one we didn't have for very long. I don't even think I had a chance to name it. It was a kitten. We only had it for 3 days, and that one got hit by a car. Morgan, the kid's mother, she got hit by a car out there. And so 4. So no, I don't want to. I don't want to go through that. I worry when they're outside. Now, at least Gimli, 90% of the time is on the property, or there's a before the neighbor moved and rented out the bottom part of the house, he not having a clue about gardening, he built what he thought was a compost bin. And he put the wire mesh on the side, but then he lined it with heavy plastic. So it's full of dried grass, but it has no moisture in it whatsoever. So the Gimli likes to lay on the top of it because then he can watch. And he watches the kids next door. They got a trampoline and it's got the netting all the way around it because they've got little kids. And so they'll come out and play with them in the trampoline, and the little ones can bounce up and down. And mom sits by the opening so they can't bounce themselves out, which is, and Gimli will just lay there and watch them. So, so he's usually close by. There's sometimes he's come from across the street, which I've not been happy about. But I talked to Dorothy across the street and found out that he's going into her yard, and that property has 2 goldfish ponds in the back. Now, there's only water in one of them, and she has a couple of plants. There's no fish in it. There's a frog, but the one nice big slab gets the sunlight, and he likes to go nap on that. And apparently so does the doctor. She's seen the doctor over there too. So that's probably how he found out about it. Because when he first used to get out, he used to follow the doctor all around the yard. Drove her nuts. So, all right. So, I'm trying to figure out, because I'm determined to find everything and clear stuff out. I noticed I made one big mistake because I was going through this, and apparently at one point I had a book sale and I didn't sell anything that day. And so, where is the one? No, that was the day we did all the fabric. I sold book drop sale, all $3 each. Instead of listing them in here, I only wrote down the one that sold. So now the books that are floating around here, I have no idea which ones. I did get the barbecue set. It's absolutely adorable. But don't I owe you money for that? I just think that is the neatest little set, and I'm going to I like it because now the scale's slightly off, but I have some of the metal HO's gauge. Oh, thank you, Lorianne. You're a doll. But I have some of the metal people that went with the HO gauge trains. And some of them were from my great aunts. And then I've added to it over the years. Sometimes mom would find one and tuck it in my stocking. And so she's helped add to them. But I wanted to make a little grouping that would be kind of cool for, and I have this little metal display case. So it's about 4 inches deep. So I can't quite reach it because it's in the Black Hole Challenger. But I want to make like a little summer grouping when I get to it and put them around it with the little barbecue. And I just think that would be cool. So I don't think anybody bought Waiter Rant, and I don't think anybody bought Young Indiana Jones. And nobody got that one either. I've got a whole box over here of stuff that didn't sell, so that I can decide what I'm going to do with it. There's an H&M purse there, and I have to decide, am I going to put it on onto eBay, or am I just going to send it to the auction house? We're seriously trying to pick out stuff that's going to the auction house. So the challenge, though, is one thing I really, really, really want to send. I cannot get to because we've blocked the way to it in the attic. But they don't want to. They want me to have at least 10 lots, whether that's a box lot of stuff or whatnot. But one of the things that's going to go is the Disney toy chest from when my eldest brother was born. And so it says Walt A. Disney, and it's got a lithograph all the way around it. That makes it look like a brick house, and the little pigs are looking out the window, and the wolf is coming after them. So it's missing the doors. Like, there should have been sliding doors that were chalkboard. I don't know that I still have those. So I'd rather, and I'm not shipping that thing. It's huge. But I want to get rid of that. And I've started a small box of some books that are like pre 1900. There aren't too many of those that I've read enough that I want to get rid of. Got a box that I just found 2 more bottles to go in. So there's a box that's going to be just glass. And then there's the box that's the erector set. That box is already ready to go. So that's not enough. That's not 10 things, but we're getting there. Definitely getting there. I may send my collection of classics illustrated comic books. Oh, that just hurts to say. Hey, though, the good part is, in cleaning up the mess from Arwen, I found a bunch more. So, but I don't know. I have to sit and go through them and read the ones I haven't read. And then my goal is I want to, if I can't get 10 lots together before summer camp, then I will wait and do it afterwards. But I do know that they take time off in August. So if it doesn't get done by the 2nd week of August, so that's only 2 weeks after we come back from camp, then I have to wait till September. I'm kind of okay with that, just because it's taken me this long to find enough stuff that warrants going to them, because it either didn't sell for you guys, it's not worth putting on eBay, but it's worth giving to them. I've been watching Briggs auctions. I've been watching their auctions and favoriting stuff for probably, I was going to say months, but I realized, no, I've been doing that for 1.5 years now, so that I can teach myself what sells well for them. And, that's where this lovely came from that Mike bought for me. And this was a steal. $50. Now that's with the 18%, commission you give to them, but the whole thing was like $50 and change. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous old chair. Absolutely love it. I just wish it came with a cushion. So I'm sitting on 2 pillows. But I at least have space for my feet now. And we're gonna, oh my goodness. So how are you guys all doing, though, with your, now I know this goes to Val. I put her name on there. We're going to sit you right there. And there goes my tissues. How are you guys doing with working on your own houses? You guys doing all right? I know it could be a challenge. Oh, whatever this is, it lost its cover. This looks like an old work basket. Yep, it is a work basket. It is from, looks like the center had gotten wet. Look, you can see watermark on it. This is from, no, not going to tell me. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, March 1965. So this is older than I am. Wow. Melted crown art. Oh, have you guys ever done that? Hi, Nana Tink. I haven't seen you in so long. Hi. Do you guys remember melted crown art? I do. Crowns stink when they melt. Oh, do they stink? What page was this? I want to see what they say for this. Come on. Where is it? What page was that? Page 51. I remember doing melted crown art and going, never again, because it stinks so bad. So you take a muffin tin with 8 cups in it. Are you kidding? Inexpensive watercolor brushes, objects that can be decorated from now, and then you use a small heating element, such as a trivet or a hot plate, or a skillet may be used. This just screams bad idea. And then, if no such element is available, stove may be used, provided care is taken to place a fireproof protective mat to catch any hot wax drippings. This is probably when crowns were mostly just straight up wax and a color. Put broken pieces of crowns into each muffin cup, 1 color to a cup. Don't fill too full to avoid splashing. Oh, and this muffin tin has to stay on the heat the whole time you're using it. So then you use a brush using firm strokes. Begin your creative designing. Oh my goodness. So basically you're painting stuff with the melted crowns. If any of y'all have ever melted, now this is 1965, so if it's those old school, straight up cheap, like the kind you use for decorating Easter eggs, wax and a color, that's fine. But if they are Crayola, which had fantastic colors, but when they melt, they stink. Oh my goodness. I so would not do that. No, 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 no. I have seen the things where they tell you to break up old nibs of crowns. Like when a crown gets down to like, I would take a crown down to like 1/2 inch, and then it would be too tiny to hold. And they used to tell you ways to use them up where you could put a bunch of them into a muffin pan. You waxed the pan first, and you put them in a muffin pan, and you melted them just enough that they all stuck together to make a crown that was one of those crowns where it's like all the different colors, and depending on how you're holding it, depends on what colors you get. And this one I did do, you remember the the milk carton candles that were so big in the 70s, where you'd fill the milk carton with ice and have the wick down in, and then you'd pour the hot wax down in it. There used to be a thing where you would take the leftover bits of crown, the little small ones, and they wanted you to break them up into smaller pieces. So one of my brothers, we used to have a ice grinder hung on the kitchen wall, would hand crank. He stuck all of these little short crown bits through the grinder. Mom was not pleased, and he had to scrape all that wax out of there. But then he dumped the shavings in with the wax, with the ice. So they were all kind of mixed in, and then he poured the hot wax in. Now there's two problems with those candles. One is when the wax hit the crowns, a lot of them melted and just went to the bottom. So a lot of just the bottom of the milk carton candle had all the color in it from the crowns. The other problem is that sometimes the wax would go around an ice cube and then just completely surround it, so that you had this pocket of water hiding inside your candle. So while they thought it was such a great idea, and it does make a very unique looking candle, because when you peel, because the insides of like the milk containers, the square milk containers and orange juice containers, were waxed back then anyway. Now they're probably coated with plastic, but they were waxed back then. So you'd be able to rip it and peel this thing off, and the candles look pretty cool. But you had to do it in the sink because, of course, water's going everywhere. And there would be all these like little caverns that looked like Swiss cheese, because there were all these little holes from the ice cubes. So they looked really cool. But you did have a problem, and sometimes you'd have to shake it carefully to get all the water out of the thing. But there was some problem sometimes, and you'd be starting to melt it down, and then all of a sudden it would go out because it hit a pocket that was all water. I remember watching Steve make them, and I think David did too. So yeah, those were fun. So I think that one is toast. We'll put that there. Model Railroad, I don't think I've had those out for everybody. And I have a bag under here that I have no idea. I preferred the candles where you'd take the bottle and have drip candles, and you used to be able to do it with any candle. You can't anymore. Now you actually have to find. Why are you under there? Isn't that cool looking? I got this at Goodwill for $4. And Mike thinks I'm nuts, but I want to make a cake. So you see that pattern? Yeah, it kind of looks like Starburst, but wouldn't it be cool to like just carefully dust this with a little powdered sugar and then take black icing and in the center put teeny tiny little spiders for Halloween? I think it would look cool. That should be in the kitchen. Come here. Yeah, but now you have to actually like hunt for where you can get the right kind of the right kind of candles. They're not easy to find. You probably find them online, but they weren't so easy to find. What went clang? That's not good. That is not a good noise. And I remember, though, you could buy packs of candles just for them that were like all colors of the rainbow. That's some of the things I did find upstairs. Is I found a whole bag of shaved wax, where it's almost like little sand grains, and it's for making candles. Because yeah, I know how to do that. And I also have 2 blocks of soap that is the kind that you're meant to melt and pour into the molds. So I've got 2 of those. I have no idea where the molds are. There's so much stuff here. Because Michael, when he was little, we did the molds. He made soap for everybody one year. Oh, these nice little glasses. I know what these are for. Wait, is that fine? Or is that just the pontal? No, I think that's just the pontal. So Mike doesn't always watch my videos, so we're not going to tell him that we found that. Because, yep, there's two more. Yeah, not signed. So he picked up a martini pitcher. He's wanted to get an old school Mad Men kind of mid-century modern bar set. And the martini pitcher has the little silver rim. And then I found these. And then when we were out together somewhere, we found one that's double this size. So that's more like a tumbler. And so now he doesn't know I've got these. I wondered where these were. Now I know. All right. So these need to get properly packed up and wrapped up because they should be for his birthday in August. How did you get in there? So he's here, but the other one's over there. Pretty sure it's over there. Okay. What else is hiding in here? Oh, look at you. Aren't you cute? Where were you during the Easter sale? But yeah, I'll have to I'm keeping my eye out because he doesn't have an ice bucket and he really likes that one. We both like the one. It looks like a globe, but it's got penguins going around it, but that sucker's pricey. It's gonna be a while before we ever. Oh, the handle broke off. Oh, bummer. Oh, I'll bet I know when the handle broke off. When these little maniacs ended up knocking my Rollo printer all the way over on top of this bag. Yep. Mind you, I would not be using this as a teapot anyway because it's too small. Yep. You little brats. You broke my handle. Jerks. Is this the lid? This is the lid. I like holly on white stuff. And you don't find it too often. And this little set looks like it's all hand painted, but it doesn't have any kind of mark on it. Okay, so we've also got that. Let's see what that is. That's another one of the glasses. There's another shirt holding on to stuff. Oh, look. It's like a beaker, but look, it's got the glass thing in it. Now he's got one that's not shaped like this, but his is tall and it has a glass handle and it comes out like a triangle. Wow. They look like Dorothy Thorpe, but I don't know how you tell. Aren't hers usually signed? Yeah, because there's the last one. Because, like, I know I've forgotten what it is because I've seen them. Jocelyn, crazy lamp lady. She's said it's something to do. She said where to look for the signature, but I've not found a signature, and it's something to do with about the width and the placement of the strip. This is cool because it's actually got two. This one's narrower than this one, but it's got two ways you can pull it. So now this, I have already packed away. I have a sugar and creamer, and then somewhere else, I found the teapot. I don't care that the handle broke because, like I said, for me, this is what, 1 cup? This is too small. So it was for decoration only for me for holidays. So I don't mind. I mean, I'm not thrilled that the handle got broken off because the Rolo printer landed on it, but I can deal with it. I can deal with it. Now, this, now would be the time to get these online. Check that pattern out. Isn't that wild? This is the Hawaiian original Kilo Hatties. You don't say what size. Where's your size? Two. I mean, this tag says extra large, but that's a great looking Hawaiian shirt. I will need to give these a rinse in cold water and then iron them, or at least get them out and hang them up right away. Because this is the other one. Look at the pattern. Isn't that great? Now this one is George. I don't know who that is. I must have thought it was somebody that worth it, or I wouldn't have gotten it. It has a great feel to it. Made in Bangladesh. 42, 44. So this one's a size large. I like this one. Honestly, I'd wear that one. I don't know about the black one, but I'd wear that one. But a large men's, I don't think it's going to go over the girls. But they need to get prepped and sold. Now's the time of year for it. Yes, Umbra style. Is that what the little short, these little guys are? Yeah, I love it. These new glasses, I can see small stuff again. Yeah, there's no mark along there. But I don't think hers were on the rim up here. I think hers, the band was lower or it was wider. He didn't care. He didn't know who Dorothy Thorpe was anyway. So that's okay. So that's cool. That's another reason he wants to be able, he wants me to get back to where I can get into the dining room, because he wants to, so it doesn't get eaten by the house. He wants to get the barware stuff. Oh, okay. Amber means dark to light. Thank you. See, I learned from you guys too. Um, but he wants to get it all into the server that's in the dining room, in the cabinet part of it, so that the house doesn't eat any of it or have accidents happen like this with the handle. So I will take care of that in the morning, and I will get that boxed up. Oh, I have to think about when am I gonna. I might just tuck it in one of those empty boxes and temporarily stick it back under here. He's bugging the daylights out of me today, going, "Don't you want to go to the beach?" I'm like, "Are you kidding?" It's like in the 90s, mid 90s tomorrow, like 95, 96, maybe 97, with like 50% humidity in the afternoon. And I am, look how pale these hands are. Do I look like beach? No. Redhead, pale skin? No. Yeah, like he likes the beach, but he tans. He can go to the beach. He's like, maybe just spend the day and do something for the summer. Because I get it, because it's the only, we're not going to go away this summer. There's no way. Because he's just away too much. He's finished Wood Badge now. He's gotten those 2 weekends out of the way. Next week, he'll be away all day, all week long, because he's going to be helping out with the Cub Scout camp. Because everybody in his department's been asked to volunteer for a day, for a week. And so they've picked which week they're each going to do it. And so he's doing next week. And then we've got the 4th of July parade for Scouts. And then the last full week of July is summer camp. And then he's home for a week. And then he leaves again. He's not even home for a week. I think he's home for 5 days, 6 days. And then he's got to leave for the high adventure trip and will be gone for a week. So he's got a busy summer. A lot of trips. So I'm not expecting us to go anywhere. But he was laughing. He's like, come on, don't you want to go to the beach tomorrow? No. No. Not a chance. I'd rather go to the mountains. I'd much rather go to the mountains. So, but I will make sure these get into a box before I go to bed tonight so the kittens don't cause any ruckus. Frodo is still outside, and since he hasn't figured out how to come to that window, he may be on the kitchen porch roof prying at my bedroom window for me to get him in, because that's what he does. And he did it earlier and earlier, because I was up until 4:30 in the morning last night, and I had just, that where you're just about asleep, but you hear something and you think you're dreaming it because you're that close to, oh, that is a cat, isn't it? And then you're awake. So it was 6 o'clock in the morning before I went to sleep. Because, of course, I got him in off the porch roof. And, and then I get to sleep. And I'm just about asleep. And I hear Michael now hollering at Aragorn because he's chasing his sister. And he gets too rough with her. And so he's hollering, and I went, nope, he's got this. And I just went right back and I fell asleep. So my alarm was set for 11. And so, because it was set for like 9, and then I didn't actually go to sleep till like 6. So, so I set it to 11 and have been up ever since. And by 11:30, I had my salad, I'd had my vitamins, and I was working on my room. That was a lot of stuff up there. So much stuff up there. But it's good. I cleaned up where she got sick. They've all had a cold. It started with Gimli. He was sneezing a lot, a little bit of a runny nose, but his feet were never warm. His ears were never cold. Then it went from him to Frodo. Then it went from Frodo to Aragorn. Now Arwen's got it. Aragorn is just about done with it because he's been throwing up the last 2 days and then had the runs in the litter box. So, which is what has happened with the other two. So whatever little cold it is, it's going through them all. Now, my big worry is what's going to do. The other 3 are big males. They're healthy. They're fine. I'm worried about Arwen and Elrond. I think Arwen's got it now, but I haven't heard her sneezing. And it may just be that she got sick because she didn't like the cheap Walmart brand food. Because that was not good for most of their tummies. They didn't mind the dry quite so much, but they still were having trouble with it. And Elrond, he's so small that if he doesn't eat, it shows very quickly on him. His before his hip bones, it gets that little indent between bottom of the rib cage and the hip bones, because he has problems with his stomach anyway. So it shows when he's decided not to eat. So, but boy, cat food. We went out tonight and bought cat food, and Mike spent, what did we get? We got 3 boxes. And he also picked up 2 folders for Scouts, but the cat food was over $60. He got 2 boxes or 3, and then 2, I think. One of 32 cans, one of 12, and then he got a stack, 2 stacks of, I think he got another 20 cans that were loose cans. And man, it's just crazy how expensive it is. Just nuts. But we didn't want them. We didn't want to keep giving them stuff that they didn't want to eat. They've all eating sparingly of the Walmart brand. They were not happy with it. Even it's bad when even the outdoor cats don't want to eat something. So outdoor cats, I have seen Jack. Charlie, I haven't seen the last couple days. Snowball, I see every day. And the tuxedo cat, who is still so painfully thin. Now, I haven't seen any of them today, but I wasn't downstairs to make sure there was dry food out. And the cat food's a hard one because cat and dog food, they know they've got you. They know you don't have much choice in getting it. Yes, you can, to a certain extent, make your own cat or dog food, but it's harder with cats because there's certain chemical that's in the wet food for them that they need to have to be healthy, and it's not going to be in food when you make your own. So that's a challenge. Now, I do give them a treat though. You never see tuna fish packed in oil anymore. It's always in water. And hot times like this in the summer, it is a very sneaky way to make sure your cat gets extra water, is to give them some of the water from when you drain your tuna. They only may get a teaspoon and a half, each one of the 6 of them, but they'll lap that stuff right up. The other one that I've just found out about is you can make tea with catnip. And then you just strain out the leaves and you just put it in the fridge till you need it, and you can pour a little bit into their bowls and they usually will drink. Now, I don't know if that'll work with Frodo because he's hit or miss about catnip, so is Elrond. But it'll certainly mean the others would drink water if it smelled like catnip. So I bought some cheap catnip, and I'm going to try that. I know what their favorite is. They go bonkers for this Meowjuana brand. I have a little bit left, I think. Oh, yeah. There's only like this much left in here. But this was called Whisker Tickler. It's catnip, chamomile, and dandelion. But boy, they make all kinds of blends. They go bonkers over this brand. I don't know what. It's like kitty crack. I don't know why it's so much different reaction to that stuff than it is to just regular catnip. They go bonkers. Absolute bonkers for that one. So if I make catnip tea, I'm probably going to use that. That way it'll make sure they drink some of it. Because we don't have central air. It's an old house. There is no central air here. So we do have an air conditioner on in the kitchen. And I have a little fan here. The ceiling fan in the kitchen doesn't work anymore. The light does, but not the ceiling fan part. But if it did, and we had a fan there and a little fan here, it's a figure 8. The way this first floor is laid out. So you can get the air to rotate if you leave it on for a while and you have fans in the right places. Because this side of the house is the south side. It gets kind of hot on this side of the house. So, but Mike put the air conditioner in the kitchen window. And I've got the one in mine. He's got one in his room, and I've got one in the basement for Gary, who keeps giving me an argument about putting it in his room. He's got the hottest room in the house, the least body mass, the man who should not be um in that kind of heat. So picky guy, isn't he? Oh, it is. Is it the summer solstice? Well, cool. I know some Wiccans that will be happy. Oh, I know why I kept that. I know why I kept that. That needs to go in the crafting stuff. So what time? So I've been on for an hour now. And I had asked early on, but nobody gave me an answer. Is how is everybody else doing? Has anybody else managed to do anything? What's at their house? Doesn't matter what age you are to be able to start going through and picking stuff and taking a good hard look at it. Because and they always say, oh, the kids don't want it. Ask the nieces and nephews, ask the grandkids. Because sometimes, like, my sister was never big on anything old, but her daughter likes some of the old stuff. So some things skips a generation, which is kind of how I inherited so many kind of small things, because my sister didn't want them. What do I want? That old handmade cuckoo clock. I got the handmade cuckoo clock. That's in the front bedroom. So that's in the Black Hole Challenge room, which is why don't know that the cats will ever be allowed in there when that's finally an office. No lie, the only can in Walmart. They didn't have any on the shelves. They didn't have any of the boxes that are like 4 or 6 of them. Didn't have any of those. I found this one in the fridge thing at the front of the store by the checkout. And that was yesterday. So like I said, I drank half of it this morning, and now I drank half of it tonight. Because I shall have to go outside and see if I can find Frodo. He might not come for Michael, but he'll probably come for me. But that is the update for this week. We've gotten stuff done, and I have a section of floor upstairs I didn't have before, and I have Robin's stuff packed up. I had to go out yesterday and buy a new scale. I'd used some of the money I've been tucking aside for summer camp, because the cats knocked that over, and I knew they'd pulled the Rollo printer over. They knocked the bottom apart, the lamp that's up there for lighting. They knocked the bottom plate off the base. I didn't realize they had broken that little Christmas teapot. And I hadn't realized it, but they did something to the scale when they knocked the scale over too. I must not have been home, because that must have been a knockdown, drag out fight. Good night, Tink. Good night, Nana Tink. Sleep well. But I've tried to recalibrate that old scale. It's a digital scale. I've tried everything I could think of, and everything I put on it is 9 pounds, 12 ounces. Everything. Doesn't matter what. Not kidding. I put these on it because I think somebody bought these. I have to figure out who. I have to look down my list. But these I put on it. These are in no way 9 pounds. So I have to get, I have Kathy's packed, I have Robin's packed. I have to get a hold of Steph and make sure she still wants those two, and just keep going from there. That's why I was trying to pull out all the stuff that hadn't sold, which is this. Let's see if I can turn you a little bit. this whole box right here and half of this, because 3 of these are books that, 1 I'm currently reading and 2 I want to read, so these should be upstairs on the shelves in my room. But all this is all stuff that hasn't sold. A little bit of it is holiday, but most of it's not. So, and half of what's in that box has been through multiple sales. So it's time for it to go bye-bye. So that's what we're gonna do. Where can I'm gonna sit you over top of that because I have other stuff to wash tomorrow too that needs to be cold water wash and gotten out right away. So I'm just trying to make space. I now don't have to worry about my knees acting up because I have space underneath that I can stick my legs out now instead of trying to pull them underneath the chair. So I've got more space here. I've got space upstairs. Completely filled one trash can and probably filled another one halfway with the can Mike just took out and dumped. So have done a great job of clearing stuff out. And we did take, last week, I took a bag of clothes out to Goodwill. So stuff is still moving along. It's from here, it's from there, it's from over here. It's, you know, it's that kind right now where there's no one particular area where I'm able to stay and work just in that one area for like an entire 2-3 days. Arwen doing what she did, and boy, I knew something was up too. And I knew she'd gotten sick in that corner because I was there for that. And poor thing, when she came back up on the bed, she's not a cuddler, and all she wanted to do was lay on top of me. So I know she didn't feel good. That was the way I woke up 2 days ago. But but later I could smell this like sour egg smell, and I couldn't figure it out because I was like, if she peed in there, that's not what that would smell like. And then I found it today is that it was this really old perfume bottle had cracked. It hit something. I didn't find anything else broken, but it had cracked the glass of that. And that had leaked down through a bunch of cardboard boxes. So I had to empty all the boxes I had to empty and get it the heck out of there because that smell is just not pleasant when a perfume goes off. But at least now it's out and my room is airing out. So that was the only reason that I've spent 2.5 entire days on my room, is because I could not to be able to sleep in there. I had to, and I couldn't leave the door open because I didn't want to have cats in there. And I had the air conditioner on and a fan just to rotate the air around. Otherwise, the smell was getting to me, especially that first night. God, that was just an awful smell. But have you guys ever found a perfume where you suddenly found the bottle like years later and it had gone off? Most perfumes, I know it was a cheaper one. It was called Sunflower. And it did not age well. It really did not age well. So I don't know when I'm going to have a sale. I honestly don't know that there will be one this month. Yeah, because we've only got one more Thursday night. So we've got the 27th. But I kept doing sales, and I really feel guilty when I didn't get to your shipping, and I explained all that in the one live chat. I mean, I'm doing a lot better mentally now, and while I'm still really like kind of forgetful, that short-term memory is causing issues. I keep seeing things that say lion's mane is good for that, but I don't know where to get that. But anyway, that had been a problem since the mini stroke, but lately, after going through that severe bout for 2 months of depression, it can mess with your short-term memory and your recall. And so the psychologist kept telling me, this is normal. This is normal. And I can't wait for it to be done because it's like mind like a steel sieve. It just doesn't retain. So I thought it'd be best to just not do sales this month and just keep working on getting you guys taken care of. You guys have been a doll. You've all been wonderful. You stuck with me through all of it. And you all who were waiting on stuff know it's all still sitting here. But I am finally also got a little more space back here. I have space on the 3rd floor for packing, though honestly, I don't want to pack anything up there during this heat wave because it's miserable up there. 3rd floor of the house, it is so hot up there. So yeah, no, I don't want to be up there during this week. So I've been packing down here. I go up there and I get what boxes I think I need, and then I bring it down here. And the only thing I don't have, I do have to go up there tomorrow and get more gribbies. I have a massive box of gribbies, peanuts, whatever you want to call them, from when I worked at the art museum. And there is no room for that monster box down here. So I get like one FedEx, not FedEx, Priority Mail, the great big square ones, and I will fill that up. But I have to keep it shut. Otherwise, these lunatics will take them and they'll chew on them, or they haven't caught them eating them. But what they'll do is they'll break them up into little pieces, and then I find them like little pieces all over the floor. But they like to play with them and knock them around, so that's a problem. So, but because I did pack those two, I need to get more. So I will, depending on what we're doing tomorrow, I will have to go get more to keep packing, keep going. Because there's a lot of stuff here. And it all needs to go to your houses. Because you wanted it. And it's all still here. There's one person I'm gonna have to send them some pictures. Because the kitty cats broke it. They broke a little flower off this wonderful little basket. So somebody's going to get an email with pictures and we're going to have a chat. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm going to go. I'm going to see if Frodo is still on ground, literally on ground level, if I can get him in. If not, when I go to bed, I'll get him in off the roof. He parkours. He jumps from the cellar doors because they're on an angle. So he comes to the top and then he hops up onto the ledge of the powder room window. And then you see him wiggle his butt and he gets his footing just right. And he leaps forward, but he twists his back end around so that his back feet are now facing the wall of the house. And he pushes off and then goes in a diagonal and catches the corner up onto the corner of the kitchen porch roof. And honestly, my heart was in my throat. Not nearly as much as my heart was in my throat when Arwen decided to try to leap. She doesn't have the legs or the strength of her brothers. And she tried to leap from the side porch roof outside of Gary's room. And she tried to leap to get up to the roof above Michael's window. And she couldn't make it. And she landed on the screen and freaked and was clawing at the screen until she got her way up. So none of the nail polish broke. They are all well packed. You know, those little boxes have little foam things in them. So they were fine. I just haven't tried them yet. And then even just sitting here, I broke that nail off. So broke another one. Honestly, I need to go back to having collagen. So, but yeah, she was in absolute terrified mode. when she did that, and all I could think of is there's still a piece of the white picket fence right below there. So I have to see if Dad's chainsaw still works, because that one, all the rest of the fence is gone, except for a section behind the woodpile on that side, and then this little section over here. So it's time for that to come off. And when we have a cool night, we're gonna have a fire in the backyard. So, but I'm gonna go see if I can find Frodo. I know the doctor won't come in, but she has a place to sleep. And being that it's a cool night, cooler, she might not sleep in the little stuffed cooler that has straw. She probably will sleep. There's a chair over here on this side of the wood porch. That's a whole story of why it's called that. But it's an old wooden rocker, and she sleeps in the chair sometimes. So all right, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed this chat and just checking in. And I will see you guys next week. There will be a video of a box that, like I said, I knew as soon as I saw what was on top of the box, what was the first thing on top, that it was going to be old stuff, and it did not disappoint. And those of you who are members have seen that video now, but Saturday morning it will go live for everybody else. And you will, it did not disappoint. There's some cool stuff in there. So, and when you see the glass that's in there, please, if you recognize the pattern and the maker, please put it in the comments and let me know, because, you know, I have no idea. I have no idea. And they are very easily 1920s, 1930s. Easily, considering who they came from. So by all means, let me know. And to you all, happy solstice. Welcome to summer. What happened to spring? Did I take a nap and miss it? I think I took a nap and missed spring. Honestly, it's like the joke in England. Oh, did you see spring? No, I sneezed and I missed it. So I will see you next week, Thursday night. We're live. Watch to see for the notice of what time it'll be. There'll be a video Saturday, and if I can fit it in, depending on what's going on next week, I'll try to do a work with me at that front hallway, and we'll be live. That may be in an afternoon, because I need the sunlight coming in from the front of the house so that it helps to see it, because both of my ring lights are in that dining room, and I need to clear the doorway to get to it. It shows a bunch of stuff you guys all wanted, including a boat with a lot of oars, carefully in a box. So, because I'd already started to figure out how to send that without having any of those delicate little pieces break. So I know the cats can't get to that. So have a good night. If you want to join the adventure of this overstuffed house and the treasure hunt of what I find, what I clear out, by all means, join us. I have memberships, which get you these wonderful little night owl little things, and you get drop sales in advance. Occasionally you get videos in advance. Sometimes you get videos that are just for the members. I also have the super chats. I have Buy Me a Tea, and I have an eBay store and an Etsy store. So, and if you see anything in the videos that you are interested in, especially with that last one with the craft stuff, let me know. Let me know, because there's a lot of stuff there, and I'm definitely getting rid of those angel heads. They're definitely going to be coming. So, but nothing from the box that you're going to see on Saturday is for sale. No. You'll understand when you see it. So like, subscribe, share with your friends, and oh, last thing, okay? Nobody ever gets rich, at least on my level of size channel, off of what they make off of YouTube. But it flipped just at dinner time when we were out for dinner, and Mike asked me how much had I made so far this month, and I made more than last month. So it's now up to $16 that I've made this month. This is all thanks to you guys for super chats or for watching the ads in the videos or in the replays of the lives. Bless you and thank you, because it's now $16.14. And so when I went over to AdSense to see, you don't get a payout until you make at least $100, and it's up to $94. So fingers crossed, I might actually get a payout before I leave for summer camp. Yes, that would be awesome. So by all means, if you're cleaning the house, let a playlist run. I do that on, don't tell Mike, but I do that on his YouTube. Just let it run. So thank you all. Oh yes, and TeePublic has t-shirts. Now the images that are on TeePublic, you can get them as magnets, you can get them as stickers, you can get them as t-shirts, pillows. They have all kinds of things on them, and there's only 4 or 5 pictures up, but they are really cool. And there's one of a baby Arwen. She kind of looks like a side shot of the Sphinx, but that's a baby Arwen on that one picture. My favorite, though, is there is the logo of the house on TeePublic, but there's also one of what I call the path of life. And it's this trail that goes through Rose Valley, PA, and there's this little bridge there. But that day, it just looked so perfect because one side was this bright sunlight, but the other side is shade, and it's like cuts right across the middle of the bridge on an angle. And it's like, to me, I just looked at that, I was like, that is so much what life is like. It's not necessarily black or white, but it's like they meet in the middle. We always have these bright, wonderful moments, and then we have these moments where it's not black, it's just shade. And that, to me, is more what life is like. Yes, there can be moments where it's black or white and it's really dark sometimes, but most of life is bright spots and shade. So thank you, Nora, for reminding me about TeePublic. So I will see you Thursday, if not before. And you guys have a great weekend. By all means, though, if you're in one of the places under this big heat dome, stay inside, stay cool, drink water. Sports drinks are fine as a little bit of a replacement, but for every amount of a sport drink you drink, you need to drink at least that same amount plus half more of water, because a lot of those things have a lot of salt in them. So JP videos, I'll look him up. So, all right, have a good weekend, everybody.